Today, we are joined by Lowbug, guys, and we're going to be going through his account to check out everything about it. We're going to look at before and after. So let's jump straight in. Hello, Lowbug. Welcome, sir. I appreciate you tuning in.
How's it going, bud? We're doing good.
Awesome, awesome. So the first thing, guys, we're going to look through is just the units. Obviously, the best thing you can do is just to get a gauge of the account. And so far, it does look primarily an artillery account. Let's quickly have a look at Air Force. He has a Lib Bomber. I love my Lib Bomber, as most of you know recently. And a submarine, a nice choice. Honestly, I miss my submarine. I used to actually have one. I don't have it anymore, unfortunately. But with that new officer coming out, definitely a nice pick. So taking a look here, we can see he currently has 4 units. They're set at 9.0, which means and indicates he plays in Gold 3. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So if we take a look at research, the first thing I like to do when going through an account is to check the research. The main thing is obviously where their tech is, because just because he has artillery, he might have not touched artillery tech, which is very rare. I've only ever had that happen once. So tank tech is actually done. So a lot of tech has been put into your tanks, which is awesome. But you also have a lot of artillery and even air. Okay, a brave 300 mil account. This is really good. Now, I did probably skip past that there, guys. He is currently 304 mil. Is that all-time power, or if all-time's 310? So yeah, for 310 mil all-time power, he has more tech than what I did at that time, I think. So we now go into modern. So the modern artillery, just over halfway, and actually kind of a hybrid setup. Obviously nothing in here, and even he actually has more tech than what I had when I was his level. Again, perfect. I am assuming obviously you want to get the base HP and you're going to slowly work towards finishing this up as well. I think that's one of the most important for the average account. That's, you know, unless it's like a complete field account and you're never going to be at the front line, you're always going to be at the back, then this doesn't really matter too much, because if your base blows up, your base blows up. But I would always say that even then, get into this second part, because this one here is the first part of 20%. This here is the second part of 40%. That 40%, well, total of 60% is huge. It doesn't take too long to get there, but at the same time, obviously, you don't have to overextend and work too much on something else. So artillery is definitely his main focus that he's going to go for now. And if I'm honest with you, I am really impressed with that. Your all-time tech power is 106. I remember when I was 300 mil, I don't think I had even remotely that amount of tech. So he's doing very, very well on the tech. Just looking here at the officers used as well, I think we'll start on this page here. So we have got Futurus and I, great combination. On the ATG, we actually have Saber and Eagle. We got Iron and Sval in here, and then we got Steel and Stinger on this one. So with that being said, and obviously the defense here, that doesn't really matter on that unit, because at the end of the day, that unit's not going to be getting used. It's just going to primarily sit in base and soak up the damage with these skills. So I'm actually impressed with that so far. Let's quickly take a look here at the sort of skill training. Consider working on red heat skill, amazing. And he actually goes for the 6-second Howie. So he doesn't have any training over here, but he does get his skills off a second earlier because he's double training the eye skill. Moving on, just more skill damage, overall garrison damage, which is nice. And then, yeah, I mean, we've got obviously we've got pen skills. And overall, I think obviously the one thing which, honestly, which is quite a lot of almost everyone not struggles on, but has the same situation where skill training is primarily probably the biggest thing. Because as we know, trying to get your officers leveled up in itself takes a long time. So sparing all of these spare skills can take a while to accumulate. Hopefully the super heavy here. Okay, so we've got some HP, some skill resist. So overall, not too bad. Over on the bomber, he's using here, honestly, perfect skill training. The only one maybe that could potentially improve is like one of these two here. But overall, guys, I think that very nice. He's obviously got a defense fighter, which I don't think I saw him have in the fight. No, he doesn't have a fighter, so yeah, that wouldn't be used. So it's just a bomber. He's got the bomber skin on here, so that's looking great. So finally, let's quickly take a look here at the officers and that used on the... Okay, so we can see here on the submarine, he does only have one officer right now. This one is, I believe you actually got these for free when the event came out. Is that true? Is that the amount? Yeah, you get them for free. I think it was 130 or something like that. And then here, obviously, he's awakened this officer, which is absolutely amazing. And then obviously, even for now, even if it's something as small as this, just giving yourself an extra 20% damage for nothing right now, because obviously you don't have any of these skills, I'm assuming, done. Slowly but surely working on La Serena, which is a wise idea, but we will help him understand a better way to level up officers shortly. With that being said, obviously, just even the biggest tip, guys, for everyone is skill train, at least skill train like your sort of officer that you've got on your boat onto the primary. If you don't have enough to obviously put on both. If you have enough to put on both, then put on both. But if you don't, at least do this skill training, because now he's just gained an extra 25% damage intensity. And if they've got a shield, an extra 10, so an extra 35% if they have a shield. So something is better than nothing. But yeah, so far looking good. So here we are, guys. We have finally gone through with the account. We are currently on the turtle, which is the defense setup. Of course, the most given name for anyone in defense mode is turtle, so that's why he's got it named that. We have gone through, we've changed the officers around a little bit. Having Steel Angel on an arty is very good, guys. I don't want you to think it's very bad. It does work, but for us in particular, I really wanted to get, you know, Steel Angel on that ATG. She's very, very good on there. And also it freed up Saber for the rocket launcher due to having the ability to shoot quicker with that 2-second reload. Obviously, in a defense situation, this is going to be more of those pop out and then re-aggro types of situations. So having him available for that is going to be amazing. Obviously, the best free-to-play option when being attacked by a wide range of units, you're going to want to be having Flame and Stinger on there. Obviously, the only better combination you can get is if you have Red Heat instead of Flames. We are going to have the defense officers here on the spare unit that is not being used. Although I mentioned that Thorn Countess is no longer, you know, an A's tier officer, you know, she's definitely fallen off on the defense side of things. She is still going to be the best option in this situation because it's all he has. He doesn't have any other better options available. You know, he can't make a second ATG. It's not like he'll benefit from it in any way, shape, or form. So just having Thorn on there is going to make a much better option. Now, obviously, he also has a bomber. The bomber hasn't really changed across any of the platforms because he doesn't have wrenches in them. It is just, at the moment, primary to use just odd occasion. But at the same time, obviously, when he has his setup at sea, he'll have max wrenches and so forth. He is working towards getting a second bomber. Now, for the skill training, guys, we've definitely made a little bit of adjustment. Now, we've gone through for pure damage with skills and the core damage intensity. Over here, we've gone for sort of that normal attack and just overall garrison damage. One thing we are working on for his ongoing plan, guys, is going to be having the ability to gain some more balance skills, because guys, balance skills are so important to have. You know, this one, for example, is 15% firepower. You know, 15% firepower versus 3% damage intensity. It's one of those things, I'm just going to keep the 15% firepower on, even though I'm leaning towards just chucking on this, if I'm quite honest with you. But overall, the only other thing I really want to change here is I want to put on a special skill for this officer here. It's going to be 5% reduction. It's better than nothing. It's the only thing I'm really going to change looking back on it now, because again, although the skill is level 1, 5% is 5% at the end of the day. That's going to just obviously reduce the enemy's damage resist a little bit. I feel like we've got the best we can out of the available skills, and this account is doing very, very well. It's only 300 mil. It has tremendous tech across the board, and not only has it got a very diverse ability when it comes to that tech, but the only thing I think, obviously, that we've had to discuss about and talk about to progress this account further is skill training. So he's going to obviously save up statues. He's going to work on awakening, potentially just to get a second officer for the boat, because as we know, Navy is in every L4. He needs to have a boat available. And of course, he's going to potentially get that new La Serena. Once he's got La Serena, his focus will be saving up statues to get skill training and then potentially improve with newer Gen 5 and Gen 6 officers that are going to be available. So moving on, we now got the offense tab. So with the offense, guys, we've kept kind of the same thing. We've jigged around a few of the different officers in different situations. We've changed some of these skills here to just be pure defense. For example, here, if I quickly jump into Dawn Anthem. Dawn Anthem's skill for tanking a base and having that base protection at level 1 is obviously here at 13%, and by level 3 it's 20. So I believe he's going to upgrade this skill to become level 3, which is only going to use up 30 statues, which he does have available, and that means he's going to gain an extra 20% damage resist instead of the 30% HP. So that is going to make a huge difference. So it's the little things that can really make a difference. Just because the skill is level 1, potentially even level 3, whatever, just having those little bit of differences between them is going to make a big difference. Now, as we said, skill training is by far going to be the one thing that he's working on his account. And overall, I think he's doing really, really well. For the fact he's only 300 mil, has the 4 basically almost maxed out units. Genuinely, it will feel really, really good. Now, as I said, there's going to be a few skills here that are going to need to be upgraded and so, but I'm generally impressed with it in my personal opinion. As always, massive thank you to Mr. Lowbug for coming through with the coaching. I hope that he's obviously really enjoyed it. Feel free to check out his comment down below in the video if you want to see what he thinks of it. Overall, guys, I want to say, obviously, if you yourself would like to have this personal coaching one-on-one session, feel free to check the link down below in the description. It is available for everyone. So as always, I hope you all have a beautiful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.